Welcome to Cape Town, everybody, also known as the Mother City. Now, I know what you're thinking. Another travel guide, but trust me on this one, folks. We're about to dive deep into the heart of South Africa's coolest city. We're talking breathtaking mountains, beaches full of penguins just vibing, and history so real, it'll give you chills. And don't even get me started on the food. From spicy Cape Malay curries to some of the best wines in the world, your taste buds are in for a treat. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on an adventure that'll have you saying Ngiyabonga, let's thank you in Xhosa, for clicking on this video. All right, let's kick things off with the big guy, the main attraction, the one and only Table Mountain. Now, this ain't your average mountain, folks. This natural wonder is so iconic, it's one of the new 7 wonders of nature. That's right, it's in the same league as the Great Wall and the Taj Mahal. And trust me, seeing it up close, you'll understand why. It's this massive, flat-topped mountain that dominates the Cape Town skyline. It's like Mother Nature herself just went boom. Check out this view. Now, if you're feeling adventurous, you can hike up to the top. There are trails for all fitness levels, from leisurely strolls to hardcore climbs, but let's be real, some of us prefer a more, shall we say, scenic route. And that's where the cable car comes in. It whisks you right up to the summit in minutes, giving you panoramic views of the city, the ocean, and everything in between. Seriously, the pictures don't do it justice. It's like looking out over the edge of the world. Just a little tip though, the weather up there can be unpredictable, so pack a jacket just in case. From the heights of Table Mountain, we travel to a place of deep historical significance, Robben Island. This is where Nelson Mandela, the father of South Africa, spent 18 years of his life as a political prisoner. On this tiny island, just a short ferry ride from the bustling V&A Waterfront, history comes alive in a way that's both powerful and moving. You'll visit the prison, see the tiny cell where Mandela was held, and hear stories from former prisoners who lived through those dark times. But Robben Island isn't just about the past. It's about resilience, hope, and the triumph of the human spirit. The tour guides are mostly former political prisoners themselves, and let me tell you, their stories will stay with you long after you leave. These are the people who fought for justice and equality, who endured unimaginable hardships, and who emerged stronger on the other side. So, when you visit Robben Island, take a moment to reflect on the sacrifices that were made, the courage it took to stand up for what's right, and the power of forgiveness and reconciliation. Okay, after that heavy dose of history, let's lighten the mood with a trip to the Victoria and Alfred Waterfront, or as the locals call it, the V&A. Now, this place is buzzing, folks. It's a mix of everything that makes Cape Town so special. Stunning views, great food, and enough entertainment to keep you busy for days. Picture this, you're strolling along the harbour, the sun's setting over the Atlantic, the smell of sea salt in the air, and you're surrounded by street performers, musicians and artists showcasing the best of South African talent. You can hop on a boat cruise, go shopping for souvenirs, grab a bite to eat at one of the many restaurants, or even take a helicopter tour for a bird's eye view of the city. And if you're a fan of marine life, you have to check out the Two Oceans Aquarium. It's home to over 3,000 creatures from the Atlantic and Indian Oceans. The V&A Waterfront is more than just a tourist spot, though. It's a working harbour, a cultural hub, and a place where locals and visitors come together to soak up the vibrant atmosphere. All right, adventurers, buckle up, because we're heading out of the city and into the wild. We're going to the very edge of a continent, to a place where the Atlantic and Indian Oceans collide, the Cape of Good Hope and Cape Point. Now, I'm not going to lie, the drive itself is half the adventure. Picture this, you're cruising along Chapman's Peak Drive, one of the most scenic roads in the world, with the mountains on one side and the ocean stretching out as far as the eye can see on the other. You might even spot some whales frolicking in the waves if you're lucky, but the real treat awaits at the end of the road. You'll stand at the edge of the African continent, feel the wind whipping through your hair, and gaze out at the vast expanse of the ocean. It's a humbling experience, realizing just how small we are in the grand scheme of things. And hey, while you're there, keep an eye out for the local residents, baboons, ostriches, and all sorts of other wildlife call this place home. The Cape of Good Hope and Cape Point are more than just tourist destinations. They're symbols of adventure, exploration, and the raw, untamed beauty of the African continent. Okay folks, get ready to say oh, because we're heading to Boulders Beach, home to a colony of African penguins. That's right, penguins in Africa. It's one of those things that just makes you smile. Now, these aren't your average waddling around in the snow kind of penguins. These guys are sunbathers, chilling on the beach, swimming in the ocean, and generally living their best lives. You can walk along the boardwalks, get up close and personal with the penguins, but no touching, folks. They're still wild animals. And you can go for a dip in the ocean alongside them. Just watch out for those little penguin feet. They can be surprisingly sharp. But Boulders Beach isn't just about the penguins. It's about preserving their natural habitat. So, when you visit, remember to be respectful, follow the rules, and do your part to protect these adorable creatures. Get ready for a sensory overload, folks, because we're about to step into a world of vibrant colours, aromatic spices, and rich history in the heart of Cape Town, Bo-Kaap. This historic neighbourhood, nestled against the slopes of Signal Hill, is like stepping into a living, breathing postcard. Imagine cobblestone streets lined with brightly painted houses, each one a different colour, from sunshine yellow to turquoise blue to flamingo pink. But Bo-Kaap isn't just a pretty face, it's a place with a story to tell. It's the heart of Cape Malay culture, a community with roots in Southeast Asia who were brought to South Africa centuries ago. As you wander through the narrow streets, you'll be greeted by the aromas of spices wafting from local shops. And speaking of food, you cannot leave Bo-Kaap without trying some traditional Cape Malay dishes. From fragrant curries to sweet treats like Coke Sisters, kind of like a South African donut, but way better. Your taste buds will be thanking you. Okay, nature lovers, this one's for you. We're heading to Kirstenbosch National Botanical Garden, one of the most beautiful gardens in the world. And trust me, this isn't your grandma's garden. Nestled against the eastern slopes of Table Mountain, Kirstenbosch is a sprawling wonderland of indigenous flora, with over 7,000 plant species spread across 528 hectares. You could spend days here and still not see everything. You can stroll through the various gardens, each with its own unique theme, from the Fynbos Walk showcasing the region's unique vegetation to the Cycad Amphitheatre, home to ancient cycad plants that have been around since the dinosaur era. But the real highlight, the tree canopy walkway, it's this incredible steel and timber bridge that winds its way through the arboretum, giving you a bird's eye view of the gardens. It's like walking through the treetops, folks. All right, folks, it's time to raise a glass or two because we're heading to wine country. Just a short drive from Cape Town, you'll find yourself surrounded by rolling vineyards, charming towns, and some of the best wines in the world. We're talking Stellenbosch, Franschhoek, Paarl. These names are legendary in the wine world, and trust me, it's not hard to see why. The scenery is breathtaking, the air is fresh, and the wine, well, let's just say you'll be wanting to take a few bottles home with you. But wine tasting is just the beginning. You can indulge in gourmet meals at award-winning restaurants, go on a cellar tour to learn the art of winemaking, or even stay at a luxurious wine estate and live the good life for a few days. Whether you're a seasoned sommelier or just appreciate a good glass of vino, a trip to Cape Town's wine country is an experience you won't forget. From the heights of Table Mountain to the penguin-filled beaches, Cape Town has stolen a piece of our hearts. It's a city that has it all: natural beauty, rich history, vibrant culture, and let's not forget delicious food and wine. So what are you waiting for? Start planning your trip to the mother city. And hey, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more travel adventures.